shows that kind of emanate out of Showtime. When you started thinking about making this at Showtime, why did you feel passionately about doing so?
Well, John Logan hit me with a script that was weird and idiosyncratic and had these incredible characters, and it was this interesting piece of genre imagination. It's also like deeply literary, and I thought each character had really complex and fascinating psychology, and I think that's more than anything what sucked me in is I want to know when you read a script and you want to know what makes these people tick. That's always a good sign.
Yeah. And Josh, I mean, you've got such a diverse breadth of work on your resume. You know, everything from Virgin Suicides to Pearl Harbor, Black Hawk Down, but then a lot of great work in genre too, which I really love. 30 Days of Night, Sin City. When you saw these first scripts, why did you want to be a part of it, and what was it about Ethan that jumped off the page to you as an actor?
Well, if you've seen the first couple of shows, there's not a lot of Ethan actually. So it kind of, the reason that I wanted to do it was because I trusted that John and David and the rest of the team were going to make something that was going to be interesting in the long run. Because I haven't done TV since 1997, and I thought if I was going to be in a long-term relationship with these guys, I wanted them to be, you know, really great collaborators. I want to make sure that they had their hearts in the right place, and I was really lucky to kind of be given this opportunity with them. That's really what it came down to. I had to trust that it was going to go somewhere, and that the character was going to blossom.
With Ava Green, I think, is some of the best stuff on television right now. Can you talk about working with your co-stars and having actors of that caliber to work off of?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all excellent actors in their own right. Every one of them. It's kind of a pleasure to not only come and work with the core cast every day, but to come and work with some of the people that come in and play supporting roles. Like Simon Russell Beale is probably the #1 Shakespearean actor in London working today, and he is, you know, in his off time playing King Lear at the National, and then he comes in and plays Lyle, Ferdinand Lyle, and he and I have a lot of interaction this year. Doug Hodge is another actor that comes in. He's fucking excellent. He blows me off the screen in every scene. It's just embarrassing. It's actually like every day we're working together, I'm like, what tricks can I employ to not just melt into the scenery? And then Helen McCord, genius. I mean, it just continues every day, a new person that you really love working with. And of course, the core cast, amazing. You know, Timothy, can't not love Timothy.
Right.
He is absolutely the man. He's still, you know, like way more of a man than I'll ever be. And Eva, such a sweetheart, really talented. Billy, same. It's great. You know, Harry, I'm just really blessed to be working with them on a daily basis. They all bring something different. They told me before I signed on, and it was kind of an opportunity to play a really iconic character a little bit differently than he's been played before, and yet a lot of the scenes that we have with him in the first season are, you know, taken from the original concept of the Wolfman and then just spun.
Right.
And it's so it's a cool opportunity, and he's a rage beast. Who wouldn't want to play it?
So that's something we've learned about him. But how key are secrets to the character of Ethan?
That's his whole game so far. I mean, when we introduced him and they had the idea, or John obviously wrote that he was in the Wild West show. I said, like, how ridiculous can we make his outfit? And they allowed me to go as ridiculous as I wanted to. And I said, can I have a mustache over my mustache? And they said yes. And I said, perfect, because that's the analogy that I want to go with for the character.
That was your idea, the mustache under the mustache? That's great.
You know, I gotta have some contribution. And that's probably it.
That's not true, actually. The actors on this show, you know, we hire really smart actors, and all at a really high level. And you know, John is controlling of a lot of things, but the actors actually have a lot of input in the show, and try really hard to create a creative environment where smart actors are rewarded for taking chances.
Cool. It was a nice touch.
Very nice. I believe that shot made all the promos.
Oh, did it?
You know, John is like pulling threads, ideas from all sorts of snippets of great books and great plays and great ideas, and so definitely a fan of the opera. And you'll see the creature sets up in a different place this year. I think I'm trying to remember if it's in episode 1. I think it is. It begins in episode 1, which is cool. It's this location. You know, obviously they burned down the theater at the end of last season. Another spoiler alert. I'm supposed to do it before I say it. I don't know. I don't believe in spoiler alerts. I'll tell you the end of season 2.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a very cool location for the creature this year, which is, of course, like everything John does, another interesting metaphor. But I'll keep my mouth shut until you see the episode, since I was spoiling what you're about to see in 5 minutes.
But you've got a pretty good gig, but which creature would you be if you could also be one of the creatures?
Me?
Yeah?
Oh, man.
I heard a Dorian Gray was.
It's weird. I had more like, it's gonna be nerdy in the wrong way. Like, I had more sports fantasies than monster fantasies.
Okay.
Which is not the proper answer in this room, but it's
Michael Jordan's a
true.
monster.
You know who I really wanted to be? I wanted to be Willy Wonka.
Okay.
That's what I really wanted to be.
So I know you can't tell us if Willy Wonka makes an appearance in season 2.
No, but I feel like borrowing from great strands of English literature, Willy Wonka could be in season 4.
There you go. Yeah. What can you tell us about season 2 though, in terms of broad strokes?
You can talk.
Oh, okay.
Logan's
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna put me on the spot.
not here to slap our hands.
Yeah.
I'll say anything.
Well, season 2 is, I think, just a richer kind of. If these characters are all of threads, this tapestry is richer, and it's you get a little bit more involved in Ethan's backstory. I can talk about him a little bit, and a little bit more involved in the relationships between Ethan and Vanessa and Frankenstein, and his monster. You know, you're just going to see these relationships flourish. As John said, you know, they're hunted as opposed to hunting, and so that forces allegiances, alliances to be tested. And so some people go darker than you would expect, and maybe change sides. And it's set up very much like a family drama. I don't know. We've talked about this a few times. It's you see the conflict between them enrich and
You don't have to set characters up in season 2. You know, you should know who they are. They're a little bit more united, and I mean, there's just great stuff between Ethan and Vanessa this season, which to me are some of the highlights of the season. Really interesting stuff to be played between them. You know, as they're both kind of helping each other through their torture.